I am going to go ahead and introduce today's guest, and that is, and I'm going to probably get your last name wrong, so bear with me on that, but that is Navneet Kaushal. How was that?
You
That was
got it
wrong.
right.
Oh, that's right. All
Got
right,
it.
cool. Wonderful. All right. So Navneet has been in SEO for a long time, and he's got some great insights on what's working right now. And as usual, the best part about having great guests like this on is it means less work for me to do. So there is that to it. So if my browser starts working, we'll do a giveaway later on. But I'm gonna go ahead and toss it over to Navneet. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. So, hi everyone. I am Navneet Kaushal from New Delhi, India. I've been into search industry for almost 22 years. Next week, I'll complete my 22nd years being in the SEO industry.
Oh,
So, search is what started. So, I run an digital marketing and an SEO agency called Page Traffic out of Delhi. We have an office in New Delhi as well as in Chicago, and we do pretty much websites, apps, and everything. But yeah, search is still our bread and butter, and I've seen it all, how it evolved, how what all transformation has happened in the search, and what all continues to happen as we speak. So yes, I've seen it and been there for all these changes.
fantastic. So, what kind of SEO do you do? Do you do like local, organic? Do you do clients, affiliate? What's your specialty?
So we do different type of SEO. We do local, we do e-commerce SEO, we do national SEO, we do all sort of SEOs. Uh, Most of our clients are agencies in the US. Of course, when I started in back in 2002, there were not much audience here in India, but since then, most of our clients are from the states. So I have most of the agencies who outsource work to us. So. Uh, Relatively most of our bread butter comes when people are hiring doing our remote staffing, so they hire our specialists for the SEO and the web development and WordPress work, and that's how we make money.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's really great. So, you've probably seen a lot of change over that time, right? In the way search works and things like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So, what do you
yes,
think some of the bigger changes have been in the last like year or two?
I would go back a decade back to show that there what changes there has been. So the biggest change which I seen was, of course, still the last year was the Google Penguin update, which came around 2012. So that was
Yeah.
the biggest update, shaped a lot of websites. If you guys, some of you folks were around that time, you would know. So that leads us to do a lot of improvisation. Then the things continued same way, but last couple of years Google being doing so many changes, Google helpful content update and updates. So I think the recent updates have hit more affiliates rather than any other websites. We see them talking everywhere about those. And yes, I had few affiliate sites of ours also, so some gain, but yes, I can see that most of the affiliate sites got hit. More of the authority sites got promoted. Parasite SEO is rampant everywhere, as we see. Reddit gained in these updates, Forbes gains this, Quora gained. So yes, the SEO update has not been very good, specifically, or I would say Google update has not been very good for the SEO industry as such, and also for the people who were creating genuine content. So yes, it's been a pretty bad year for a lot of those guys out there.
Yeah. And HMTV, don't start that shit. We're not talking about how to do on legit today. If you ask me one more time, I'm gonna ban you because that's not the point of it. Have some respect for our guests. So anyhow, um, yeah, I agree. And another thing, I forgot what I was gonna say. I don't think it's very good for consumers right now either. Like if you're just looking as a person looking for information, I feel like you
Yes,
don't get what you're looking for a lot of the time.
yes, it's not good out there. I mean, of course, there have been a couple of studies where the results has been pretty bad. We ourselves say these results are pretty bad. So I don't know. Google just 2 days back, Danny said that they're gonna be there's another update coming because it's been some time, almost 12 weeks with no updates.
Mhm.
So we don't know what's gonna be there. But yes, the results are not very good. Google, in terms of the SERPs or in terms of the top 10 results, is not looking up very good. So let's see. I mean, most of
So
the things were
with
big.
that in mind, what if somebody were to want to do some SEO now, or was starting or needed some SEO help, what would you say is working well in 2024? Because we obviously can't just throw up our hands and say it's shit and we can't do anything about it. So what would you say is working and what should people focus on?
Yeah. See, so all the people who hates SEO, I would say SEO is still number one way to get you free traffic. Let's be honest. So come what may, it's not going as long as Google is out there and search is there. So what works, we have seen, is topical clustering is working quite a lot. So basically what topic clustering is, you built an authority or around that particular topic you are writing about. So that thing is pretty much in. Backlinks, although Google says doesn't work anymore, but let's be frank, backlink is the fundamental block of Google, and I don't think it's going anywhere. The quality of the backlink is yes, improved and changed. Parasite SEO as of now working, although too many hue and cry on internet that is screwing up the internet, anybody can get ranks, but yes, still working. So something like that. And of course, what is not working, I would also tell, the longer content versions are no longer working. So it's not that if I have top 10 results have 3000 words, I end up making 4000 words, I win. So that doesn't work anymore, especially after Google helpful content updates. So yes, those things, those are the things which work and not.
So you talk about the content and the length. One thing I've noticed is that when I write content on like my Superstar SEO site, it ranks better than even when I get a really, really well written, like well optimized piece written by a good writer I'm not a good writer. And when I get one written by a good writer, it doesn't rank as well as when I write something myself. And do you think that has something to do with it? Because I'm always writing in my experience and I, you know what I mean? Like since I'm writing from as me, do you think that
Right.
helps? Do you think that makes a difference?
I personally have not seen it. Honestly, we produce a lot of blogs, post on our website, page traffic.
Okay.
Uh, but and they rank pretty well also, and they got crawled in a very short time, sometimes in like less than a minute. I think it's more to do with the authority of the website, and of course, if you what you are writing is also important. So if you continue to, because you have specialty in something very specific, and you continue to write on that, that's what kind of topical cluster you are building. And when you are giving to your writer, they are writing in a more structured format, looking at the top 10 websites. So that is the thing which doesn't work too much. So I think that is what is the key here.
Okay. And sorry for about that. My browser just crashed. I'm glad it didn't kick end the stream. So that's why I disappeared for a second there. But I think things are going to go smoother now. So I didn't catch what you said. I'm sure it was great. So then, what do you think about that being the case? Then, what do you think about AI content? Do you think that works well? Do you think it ranks? Do you think it doesn't rank? Do you think they can tell? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think Google can still tell AI content, but of course, you are copying everything verbatim from Chat GPT is not going to work. But
Okay.
as long as you are writing good prompts and you are taking help of AI or Chat GPT or any software and using it to rewrite content and of course editing it, I think that works. But most importantly, the things are that you are writing content keeping user in mind, and writing in first person, looking at not that Google is going to look into this content, but a user is going to read. So am I providing any value? So as long as you are providing a value, I think that's a win.
Okay. It's interesting that they can't tell because I don't know about you, but when I read content, I can almost instantly tell that it was written by AI. So how do you
uh,
think? Go ahead. No, go
yeah,
ahead.
please.
No, you go, please.
So yes, as I said, if you verbatim copy paste from AI, that's not going to work. So I'll be honest, we use AI for some of our clients. In fact, for most of the projects we use AI, but it's not that we are generating AI. I would use AI to generate outlines, not the real content, but that's how it makes more sense. And for me, AI only helps me or my writer team to start, to get a head start. That's it. So it's like a blank slate. If something is written, you get more ideas to write more about it. Of course, you have to be a subject matter expertise. So for example, we have different niche writers. Just example, we have a legal niche we produce a lot of content for. So I have a writers in the US and of course in other parts of the world as well, who write niche content, take a help of AI for the outline, or maybe when they are writing a intro paragraph. Beyond that, we don't do much usage of AI as of now, I'll be frank.
Okay. Um, we got a question here. And by the way, everyone watching, if you have any questions, drop those in the chat. This is from Vicky. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but what would be strategy to manage writers? Because I'm noticing most of current writers using AI. We want human written. How to check the balance? How do you check them? So do you have a tool, or do you just review it? How do you account for that?
So we have around a team of 22 writers. So what we have done is we have given access of AI to everyone. So instead of playing hide and mouse, has he written used AI, has he not, we gave them the AI. So that's upfront, give them the AI and tell them where they can use it, where they can't. Of course, there are a lot of anti-plagiarism tool, but honestly, some of them work, some of them don't. But if you're gonna think that I would need just a human writer and not AI, that's not probably gonna happen. So
Yeah.
you can't now distinguish, and it's very hard. How do I know unless I'm sitting next to the person? It's very hard for me to understand he's using AI or not. So for me, I would say the only strategy is give them AI, tell them what AI is for outlines, something like that. Then that works, and in our case, that works. So I would say that's a check balance which we introduce. We introduce AI to everyone and tell them how they can use it. And yes, their speed and efficiency have increased. Even our editor use AI, so they put the content in chat GPT. We have prompts that goes through, tells them. So it's just, and then we run it through Grammarly, of course. So yes, that works as well.
Okay. What was I going to say? So then let me ask you this then: if somebody were just a client comes to you, or somebody comes to you with a site, and what's the first thing you're going to be looking at now? Has that changed at all? Just kind of walk us through. If you don't have to give away any of your secrets or anything, but just walk us
There
through.
are no secrets.
Just kind of walk
Yeah.
us through your process then, and
Yeah.
let us know how you
So
start a new campaign.
once we get a client on board, so what we do is we give them an SEO sheet to fill. It's a three pages Google form which they fill out, and then we jump on a client call if they need to. So basically, to understand the objective of their business, because we don't want client who are running just after the rankings. We want to know what exactly is their final goal or objective is when they hired us. So once we have that clear, that helps. Then the second step is we do an initial site audit. The site audit is quite detailed, and I believe technical SEO still holds the key. You can, I'm not saying having all your ducks in row or all your technical SEO in row gonna get you rankings immediately, but that's the fundamental basics. So if you do not have your fundamental right, that's the building block. So we do a technical SEO audit. We use a lot of tools. We use Screaming Frog. We use Sitebulb. So we use a lot of tool to scan through the website. Now we also I personally have around my personal toolbox of SEO tools would be around 50 plus tools. So we use it for everything. And so, for example, recent tool we started using is SiteGuru, which was on AppSumo. I mean, it was a good deal, and we used it, and we like that because it gives us data on a cloud, and we love that. And we use Ahrefs also site auditor. So basically, what we are trying to do when a client comes in, we try to find the easy and the quick win in the first 3 months or first month. So what can I do to move the needle fast? A needle can only move fast when I can fix, if I can find any technical SEO issues. And we go to Google Search Console. Again, we use a lot of tools here. And when we go to Google Search Console, we see what kind of keywords they were getting. What are there any keywords which are on page 2? We can help. So that's our goal in the first 2 months, to get clients some value out of the SEO.
Okay.
And we also built on topic clusters initially. So once, of course, the keywords are shortlisted, we then go through those keywords and we know what kind of a blogs to be write. So previously we were writing 400, 500, 600 words blog, but now we are introducing around 1,000 words, which might go to 1,500 words. Keeping in mind the blogs it's not that just one blogger a month gonna cut. So what we do is we around write 2-3 blogs every month for a client, and just to get those based on those topic clusters. And of course, around this, we continue to build from month 2 onwards backlinks. which I still believe are fundamentally important. But a lot of studies have shown that the backlinks are not just any backlinks. So you can't think now, okay, I use a filter for DR20 plus or DR30 plus and site traffic more than 4,000, 5,000, whatever. It doesn't work that way, because recently I've seen some tests and done myself. Just posting your link on the websites which has too many outbound links doesn't work. So that also has to be seen. And what kind of a content are they posting? So if the site is just posting content randomly, I mean, anybody pays $1,500 and you can get a link on them, and that is not relevant to that niche, doesn't help. Saying that, if you have a new website, a link from these website will help you build your authority or page rank, whatever you call these days. But if you see, if you already have a medium sized site, you already getting some decent traffic, these links won't help that much. A lower volume or a lower search traffic link from a higher relevant site. I'm sure I'm not, I think I'm not confusing you guys. So what I mean is, if a site has a low search traffic, but it is into my niche, it has a better chance of getting me ranking than just looking at a parameter of DA, DR, and high traffic. So if you understand that. So that's what we continue to do for our clients. And second important thing is we continue to evaluate our strategies. SG is coming, search generative experience. So we continue. Our clients keeps on asking, "What are you doing around SGE?" I mean, honestly, it's still a Google's playground. Nothing much happening there, but that's what we still keep an eye on all of these tools, all of these updates. So I think that works pretty well for the our clients.
Wonderful. Great answer. We got a couple more questions. Umair says niche specific blogging websites versus general blogging websites. Does it make any difference? What do you recommend?
I would still say niche specific blogging website makes sense, because as I said, the topic clusters will work in. There are a lot of tools like Keyword Cupid you can try. So you could do a lot of keyword research, throw the keyword research into Keyword Cupid, and it will give you a topic clusters, which keyword you should have in the same article and which keyword you should have as a separate article or a write-up. I think that makes sense. Saying to that, even if you want to have a general blogging website, it is important. For example, I can have a general blogging website related to technology, but I cannot have a general blogging site which talks about technology, travel, real estate. That doesn't cut it.
Okay. I got another question from Seun. Seun says, "Hi, beyond DR/DA scores, what do you look at when analyzing link prospects?"
As I said before, beyond DA, DR, and the traffic, what I'm looking for is the how relevant is that website to our client's niche. B, important is what kind of outbound links these websites have. I mean, inbound to outbound ratio. So maybe they are having more outbound links. So it just takes few seconds or a minute to check those in HRFS. So and more importantly, what we actually look, and a lot of people miss, is very interesting, Chris, is what kind of a keyword those websites are ranking for. You won't believe people go out and buy a sites or which has high expired domains, built a website on it. It will show a traffic of 50, 60,000, DA or DR of 60 plus, and you say, oh, this is a good link. But when you see what kind of a keywords is that website ranking itself, those some of those keywords, I'm sorry to share, are very shitty, meaningless keywords those website rank for.
Yeah,
So we don't even touch them with a 9-fit pool.
yeah, that's something we analyze in the guest post. I saw a lot of guest posting and niche edits and stuff. That's one of the things we look at is the keyword that's driving a lot of that traffic. First of all, a lot of times it's one keyword that's driving the
Yes.
entire traffic for one site, or it's one page that's ranking on a
Yes.
site with thousands of pages, and we tend to not use those unless it's like super relevant to the client. But yeah, that's something we looked at too, because I think that first of all, you're one update away from that site being completely worthless when it's like that, but also you're like that page could go away and then all the rank. So it makes it, that's something we look at too. So I'm glad to hear you say that. Next question is from Yash. Yash says, have heard like niche websites have negative effect after Google updates. So local SEO, more survival life. Is it so? I guess what he's saying is, should people that are doing affiliate and niche websites and switch to local SEO?
See, I would say Partially true, but I believe there are some Google rollbacks or some corrections being expected this year, because everywhere Google results are shitty. They themselves admit at times. So I think niche websites, yes, tough. There are a lot of niche websites which got hit, but there are a lot of niche websites which got improved as well. Uh, but if you are looking as a marketer, I would say yes, local SEO is still easier, easy to get in, easy to get ranked. Yes. So if you are looking, you can't wait to get back to your earnings. Niche websites, I mean, the local SEO is important, but also a lot of people are using now parasite SEO. So if you could understand a concept of parasite SEO, which I will explain as well.
Okay.
So what exactly parasite SEO is? When you find a high DADR website, one of the most infamous website is from India called Outlook
I'll look
India.
at it. Yeah.
So you can get a link for $300 from them, and you can say top 10 VPN services, and you can rank them, and you can pass your affiliate links. So what I'm saying is you can piggy bank on the authority of other websites, pass your affiliate link, and get the earnings. So I think that works. And if you can find more and more uh, parasite sites, that will work as of now. I
Yeah.
don't know about tomorrow, but yes, as of now, this strategy works. So if you have little budget, you can try this.
Yeah. Outlook India took a bit of a hit in the update of a couple months ago, but it still ranks for an absurd amount of stuff because it has absolutely no relevance to anything. And that stuff
Yes,
actually drives me crazy to me. I mean, we have to deal with the way things are, but that actually does drive me crazy because, like, uh, you can spend all this time and, like, all right, look, as a consumer, like, I went to Google maybe a few months ago. I went to Google best boxing gloves, and the first site that came up was Rolling Stone magazine for best boxing gloves. And then there was like a Forbes, and then there was like a furniture store that had an article on its blog. It makes no sense. And then there was a Reddit. So it's
right,
like that's Parasite is absolutely dominating. So
right.
it sucks as a consumer, to be honest, because I don't trust those sites at all. But
I,
what are
I,
you
I
gonna do?
used to start my search with Google, honestly, when I have to search anything. Now I say, come on, these results are no good. So I
Yeah.
actually have to do more. I believe Amazon reviews more than a Google search, honestly, these days. I would
I
take it with a pinch of salt, but I still believe you can do a filter there, but there is no filter here in the
I
Google
do
search.
whatever I'm looking for. Space Reddit has been what works
Yeah.
best for me for
Yes.
finding actual information. It's
Yes.
ridiculous.
Right.
Anise, what's up, Anise? Haven't seen you in a while. Says, does AI help in affiliates blogs? As you know, lots of affiliate sites, Amazon, got hit at the end of 2022, Google update, and many other updates in different months of 2023. So, what are your thoughts on what mistakes they made? In some websites, I noticed they just wrote the content but not use these type of keywords that we used this product. So, I guess he's saying, what do you think of Amazon affiliate blogs? What do you think the ones that got hit by the helpful content update did wrong, and what should they do now?
So honestly, I've come across both sides of websites. Some website which you see have clearly done high level of AI generation content without thinking. So here the thing. So if I talk about topic cluster, somebody just used keyword Cupid to generate those clusters and used Chat GPT to generate X amount of hundreds of content. Those are the sites which got hit. But moreover, the sites which got hit were the sites which were doing content but not updating those content. Those were the sites which got hit, but more or less there was no logical thing when the sites got hit. So I cannot give you one answer that okay, these type of sites got hit. It's like everywhere. So I see real websites doing affiliate, and they have a real good content. I love you reading those websites providing information got hit. So I cannot just pinpoint just one reason. Was it AI? Because I've seen a lot of websites without AI also got hit. So that is what my answer is. The next question you asked is, I noticed that they just wrote the content but did not use these type of keyword that we use these products. Again, as I said, you will find different examples. If you go in Facebook groups, you will find lots of different example where different websites got hit without any specific or a very hard reason to estimate what it was.
All right. Shohag says, if I fully focus on e-commerce SEO or Shopify SEO as a starter, is it good for me? My opinion is no, but I'll be happy to hear what you say.
My opinion will be related to what niche. If you are looking for an e-commerce SEO or a Shopify SEO, if you expect that you're going to build a website or a Shopify store, put 20 products in rank, no, that's not going to happen. So if you are in a long term, e-commerce SEO pays, because you have to do a lot of, I mean, out of all the SEO work which we do, e-commerce SEO is the one where we have to do a lot of work, the most.
Yeah.
You have to do product optimization, content category optimization, technical SEO. You have to ensure indexing, because e-commerce sites have major indexing issues. So if you are planning to do those, then it's good. If you think as a starter, you make something today, e-commerce sites takes time to build authority and then rankings.
Yeah. Well, if you're doing them for clients, it's one of the harder things to take on too. I've only ever done 2, I think, and I don't care for it. Shohag again says, if we want to target a keyword and build links for the same keyword, is it good practice? What is your recommendation?
So here is what we do for our clients. If the site is new, I would use the same keywords, keeping in mind that I'm also building its authority for the homepage using foundation links. Of course, you can buy them on Legit, and we do at times, honestly, when it's a new website. And but if your website is slightly old in the space, and what kind of a link profile you have, that's basically what I'm trying to say. If you are a new website, few will do, but if you have a link profile where you've already overboard that, so I would not do. And specifically, very important, this is very important, guys, don't do it for your homepage. You should always try to build branded backlinks to your homepage, and you can then use that authority of your homepage to get ranked for the inner pages.
All right. All right. Let's see. Almost everybody's on YouTube today, which is interesting. What is your YouTube channel name? I will put that on the screen and in the chat right now. You should definitely subscribe. He's got the same editor I do, and he's putting out some great content. So
yeah, I recently started my YouTube channel this year only.
yeah,
Never
it's off
thought
to a good start.
suggested, right?
It's off to a good start, though.
Yes, I
I'll leave
hope
that
so.
there for a second. And then Anis says, what's the most powerful backlink for local SEO project? Niche edits on old posts, guest posts with new content, forum links, etc. What's your favorite kind of link?
Forum links, no. Niche edits, yes. But for me, whatever gets a link back to my GMB and gets my citation scrolled, those things helps. So, and yes, niche edits any day I would pick out of all of these.
Okay. Umair says, can you recommend ad platforms better than AdSense for high traffic websites, or is AdSense still the best? Mediavine, I think, is the one most people use, right?
Yeah. Yes. So I would also recommend. I don't know how many people use AdSense now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
They have terrible payouts. Like I think the only AdSense revenue I get is from this channel. So
Right.
it's like $200 a month. It's like nothing. So Bishal says, hi, Chris. I have Navneet. My question is about client SEO. Will you tell me some free source of SEO leads? I don't have sufficient money to buy tools and also don't have any website. Well, first thing is get a website, but I'll let Navneet take that question.
I would say if you still can't get a website, still okay. A lot of guys don't have a website, but there are no free source for SEO leads. I mean, honestly, it's very hard to find anything free in today's world. But tools you can buy. I mean, tools, again, there are some good tools out there if you want to do some analysis. But there are some different ways, because honestly, I'll be frank, I don't know how to do outbound. I never done outbound. Being 22 years in the industry, I really don't have to pick a phone and ask somebody for SEO. So most of our traffic and revenue is generated through referral channels. So I don't know if there are any free tools out there, because we haven't done any SEO lead generation besides Google, I mean, organically.
I mean, cold calling is free. Cold emailing is free. If that's the kind of thing if you don't have a budget, that's the kind of stuff you got to do. DMs, content marketing, SEO.
LinkedIn, you can try LinkedIn a lot, right?
Yeah. Stuff like
Yes.
that.
Yes.
All right. So Seun says, if e-commerce SEO, if not e-commerce SEO, I guess is what he's saying. What type is easy for beginners?
I would say local SEO. Maybe if you can go into a rank and rent, that also helps. That's something you could do. So, but local SEO is certainly easier. And as I said, parasite SEO if you are in a purely affiliate working right now.
All right. Cliffem says, well done, bro. Months ago, I offered some service on one of the freelance websites, and I don't know how my service got to Google first page. So I'm just forget that question. I'm sorry, I don't understand what you were asking. So just rephrase it, and we'll come back to it. How to build author reputation for my blog.
So first of all, Google
And
itself
excuse me
says,
for 1 second.
so first of all, the Google itself says there is no actually author reputation. But the in other way, it's not that author there is a author authority on website on your own blog. However, the other good easy way is where if I have to build my author authority, just an example. If what the way I built authority is in a different way, where I've written blog posts on any websites, link back to my blog or to my website. So that's the simplest way to build authority. If for example, if you just Google my name, Navneet Kaushal, you will see what I'm talking about. You will see my knowledge graph, you will see my pictures, and a nicely laid out graph. But that's not what I built myself. That's author reputation comes because I constantly used all my social media accounts, handles, link them everywhere wherever I blogged, including my website. So that's how I built my author reputation.
Yeah, same for me. Funny story, actually. I tell this whenever I do like a speech, but there was a musician in the 90s who had like a couple of hits named Chris Walker. So I had to, it was too hard to outrank him because he already had the knowledge graph and all that stuff. So that's why I go by Chris M. Walker, is because of that guy. So,
luckily, I don't have to face those issues.
Yeah. I did this last time. I don't know what I'm talking about. Raptive is you have 10,000 sessions a month rather. Okay. It's another one. Oxford Magic Tours. There's your freeze plug. It says, should we build backlinks to our GMB map profile? I guess Google Business Page is what it's called now. Mm-hmm. If so, what sort of backlinks? Forum or main web? Like, do you build links to a GMB profile? I never have.
I do little backlinks to GMB profiles wherever I can add. So it's not my primary. I would still build backlinks to the homepage because you can do different GMB optimization on your website. But if I have to build backlinks, I would build to my main web, and wherever I get a chance to add one extra link, I would add to that GMB. So it's just one extra link, not the main link.
Okay. Alex says, what do you do for getting GBT's ranking, for filling out profiles completely, citations, etc.? So I guess what he's saying is, what do you do for Google Maps SEO is what us old
right. So we do directions, a lot of those directions, lot of geo maps submissions, and of course what we have seen is if you get a reviews helps, of course, if those reviews are keyword rich. So we have seen those helps, and I think these things do the trick. But of course, again, I would say it's not that it will work in all the niches. For example, if you are an attorney in New York, nothing will work like that. So, but it purely depends what kind of a niche you are, and then these things works in particularly those niches, but not on a very super hard competitive niches. It doesn't work that way.
Okay. I guess in general, like, what's your strategy for Google Maps? Like, what do you, how do you start? Like, do you do that separate from your organic? When you take on a client, do you do both for the same person? Like, how do you do that? Because I know there's a lot of people here that want to know about that.
Yeah. So we do basic and national, but if I have to do a local SEO, I have a specific package for local SEO, in which we do GBP optimization. We also do regular GBP updates. We ensure all the GBP is completely filled. In fact, I just did a last week YouTube video about talking about this GBP, how you can optimize it. But I would ensure that all my GBP categories and my service area selection and everything is pretty much full. My description has one or two of those keywords, not spam. That's I would do. And yes, I continue to do NAP submissions. I use Axicom for my NAP syndications, for getting listed on different websites. That's also we do. And of course, as I said, then those citations which I built, we try to build some backlinks on those citations, not very high quality backlinks honestly, but some backlinks to give them some link juice.
Yeah, that helps them index too. Citations
Yes.
are
Right.
tough to index.
Right.
I don't know about you, but I absolutely hate doing Google Maps SEO. I don't like it because it's not the same. Like it's two campaigns in a row, they're going to be completely different. The same shit doesn't work consistently. So
Yes.
I don't get the fascination with it either. But anyway, Shohag says, how should we do perfect on-page SEO optimization for homepage? So I guess what he's asking is, I don't know about you, but when I optimize a homepage, I try to just focus on the brand and the industry. How do you go about it?
So when I have to optimize, if I already have the list of keywords, I will take the primary keyword which is for our website. For example, just an example, if my primary keyword will be best SEO company or best SEO agency, I would have my title brand hyphen the keyword and that particular keyword built around. But then I also understand most of my traffic comes to directly my homepage. And if I'm going to talk all about SEO agency, while I offer web designing or PPC or social media, that's going to turn people off. So it's not an on-page optimization. You can't do a very hard optimization for an homepage. It will increase your bounce rate. So you have to think like a brand. And for me, homepage is still the sitemap of my site.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's the main landing page where people go through. So I do not over optimize it at all.
Yeah. I just try to mention the brand name. I don't like put a keyword to the
Right.
homepage, like with a few exceptions. If you have like an EMD, then it's a little different. But yeah. Somebody says, I have a few affiliates targeting US audience. Can you name a few parasite SEO websites, paid or free? Though I will do research, but what's your call? My opinion is Outlook India, of course, is a good one. LinkedIn Pulse works very, very well right now. And if you can find a Reddit thread that you can add to, that's
Medium is also good.
Medium is another one. Yeah. And
But
the upside to Medium is that, and LinkedIn is you'll get their traffic too.
yes, yes. And also another way is simple way is whichever keyword you have, just add a best or top 10, try at Google and see, you will find some parasites right there. And you
Good
can
idea.
piggyback on those as well, right?
Yeah. Honestly,
That's
look for any review ever and you'll find parasite sites.
right.
It's ridiculous, but anyway.
Yes.
Shohag says, thank you for all the questions, by the way, Shohag. On-page SEO, off-page SEO, technical SEO, which is more important? All of them would be my answer.
I would say all of them, but again, it depends which growth stage your website is in. If my website is very new, technical, as I said, is the fundamental. But if purely depends, as Chris said, all are important. But again, it depends on what kind of a website stage, growth stage you are, how much traffic you are getting right now from Google. So that also defines. But yes, all of them there. But if I have to rank them, I would say technical, then on page, then off.
James says, can you still rank today using software like Money Robot or SEO Nuke? And what tier should it be on?
So we used SEO Autopilot for some time, but not for the main links, tier 2 and tier 3 links. So sometime to throw some, I would use them mainly for indexing and nothing else. And maybe a tier 2 or a tier 3 links. That's it.
Yeah, that's how we use GSA still. We'll send it to like tier 3, like to our
Yes.
citations and our social media profiles and stuff.
Yes.
But directly ranking, no. I should do that as a case. I think that'd be a fun case study though, to see how well that would work. I've heard getting reviews to the strong citations helps in ranking. So I guess he means like getting Yelp reviews will help with Google Maps ranking. I hadn't heard that before, but
I haven't heard that before.
You use a syndication tool. Is that not for automated backlinks? I thought it's unsafe.
We don't use syndication tools.
Okay.
We don't do any automated backlinks as such. You can use SEO Autopilot or some but I don't think we have used it in the last 1 year anyhow. But no syndication tools we use.
Sometimes I might do an IFTTT just to like syndicate blog posts out to like social media, but that's not really backlinks. I mean, it kind of is, but not really.
Right.
What could be the best way to outreach clients, mainly local SEO ones? I'm going to take this one because you say you don't really do outbound. What it depends on you. It depends on your skill set. But if you're somebody that's comfortable talking to people, then just pick up the phone or just walk right into someone's business or go to local meeting or something like that. If you're more introverted, you can do cold email, cold DM, and, LinkedIn, and things like that. So it just depends on you. Does Google stacking work for GMB? It worked well for me, actually. I tried for my previous client. Do you do any Google stacks or any other kind of stacking?
Yes, we do. But some of these we do when the needle is not moving. But I'll be honest, we don't do it personally. We get it done from Legit most of the times.
Yeah,
Yes.
so do I. I don't even know how to do that shit. I know that it works. I mean, I
Yeah.
can probably figure out how to do it, but like it's too much. It's too much work.
Yes, right.
Oxford Magic Tours. Hi, would you use PBN links on a new niche website that's less than 1 year old to rank locally for an easy medium keyword? If so, how many PBN links do you think you would use? I'm a little confused when you say a niche website, but also rank locally, but I'll let Navneet take this.
So let's say I don't see PBN links as bad as long as you are getting it from a good PBN site. So, I mean, a lot of guys would just make a PBN site and offer you, okay, here, this is PBN site, and try to rank those. Those are not the ones. So I have one of my client actually was buying links from Fiverr and says, look how easily good DADR sites I got those. I jumped on a screen share and showed them how shitty those links are. Well, they are PBN, but he's just getting links. He says, I got a link from DS60, DS70. And then I told him, look, plug them in the HRFS and you will know the real story. So, yes, you could use PBN links, but unless we know the niche or unless we know what kind of keywords you are going after, it's very hard to give you a number how many PBN links.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's
quality of
definitely,
links, PBN is also important. And
yeah, it's also,
where
I'm sorry, go ahead.
please go.
I was say they're definitely safe. I don't know why they have such a bad reputation. It's no, if you think about it, it's really no different than a blog post or a guest post. So,
Yes.
let's see. Anis says for a new site, when you start building backlinks, any specific rule? First month, second month, third month, or what do you recommend? So, how soon do you start building backlinks? And then I have a follow-up question on that.
So yes, we have a rule for a new website. We start building backlinks from month one. Uh, I would take foundation links in the month one. That's very important to build foundation links. So for the guys who don't know what is foundation links are when you are getting your backlinks from different profiles. You are having your backlinks on, for example, Hot Frog, Manta, and all those websites. You're getting basically all important for you to understand. All these foundation links are branded. You don't go after the keywords when you are a new website. You're gonna get your brand out there. So you build branded backlinks. That's my month 1, 2, 3. My first goal is when I do a brand search, does my website starts coming in number one? If that website is not coming in number one, I'm not ready for the next level SEO. I'm probably sandboxed. So that's what I will do. Second, the moment my website starts coming for my branded keyword is number one, I will see what is the frequency of cache. Is my website getting cached faster? How fast is it getting cached? Third, if I put a blog out there without me submitting it to Google, how fast Google is indexing it. So if these are three parameters which define how Google is perceiving my website. As I said in the beginning of this session, that when we put our blog post on page traffic, it gets indexed in next 5 minutes. We don't do anything. I used to do previously, but now no. So it purely depends which stage you are.
Okay. Let's see. That's a great question. Frank says, what would you do to make the business name show in the SERPs instead of Google showing only their domain name? Website's 10-year-old legal practice. I've tried advanced schema. I don't see how that's different. Like, what do you mean get the business name to show? I don't think I quite understand that.
Maybe the domain name is different than the business name, and the title Google is using something else. Or maybe when you say the schema, they just show your name. I think the schema works for it. So if you're just mentioning that you just want the name to come in it, we use those schemas on our website. It works. So I don't know what it's exact
Maybe you could,
advanced.
yeah, maybe you could be a little more specific with what's going on, Frank, because I don't quite get I don't quite get the question, so I want to make sure I answer it. We answer it in a good way. Yash says, yes, but what would be best tracking tool? Hrefs, SEMrush for SERP and for GMB map tracking. For organic keywords, the legit get more stuff done dashboard is what you want. And eventually that will have map ranking, but it doesn't yet. So what do you use for map tracking?
We use Bright Local.
Okay.
We used Local Falcon, but then got stuck someplace. But I'm okay using Bright Local right now for
Okay.
GMB map.
And in a few weeks, we're going to have Eldar Cohen, who has, I forget what his is called, and I don't want to say it wrong, but he has a great product too that he'll be able to show you. But he'll be on in a few weeks. So, Alex says, do you use press releases for SEO? Still valuable or not?
Absolutely. We use press release for SEO, but we don't use any press release websites for SEO. So if you got a premium press release website, I mean, there are a lot of out there, you can get good value. You can get a link from Yahoo Insider. You can get a link from a lot of other websites as well. So I think, yes, press release is still valuable. However, if you are just thinking that you're going to write one press release and blast it to 500 news outlets and you're going to have a 500 backlinks with the same content, not going to work.
We're going to have there again. We're going to have Randy Rohde, who specializes in
yes,
PR.
His press release. Yes.
Yeah, he's going to be on the same channel in a week or two, or whenever he schedules it. So that's that. Tebby Chiropractic and Sports Medicine Clinic in Charlotte, North Carolina. There's your free plug. Says, what are your thoughts on using mass page creations within the main domain? So the use would be best crime scene cleanup in city, state, zip code. This used to create local pages across the state.
I have seen hit and miss with this. So it will work initially, but not long term.
I find that the indexing is a real challenge with mass page sites, way more than it used to be.
Yeah, yes, but even if they get indexed, they would rank, honestly, but not for a long term.
Okay.
And when they get devalued, your problem is your whole website gets hit, not those pages. So I wouldn't risk that. Short term, yes. Long term, no.
Interesting. That used to be really popular back in like the SERP Shaker days. I'm sure you remember that.
Yes.
Tomislav says, what's up, guys? What's up, Tomislav? Anise says, what's the percentage of do follow and no follow?
I'm a fan of no follow. I'll take any day and do no follow. Do follow. I don't believe Google doesn't follow, no follow. For me, I would still take, I'm happy with the 70% of no follow. I think because Google see them, I'm not going to get penalized. I'm still going to get more benefits out of it.
Yeah, 90. That's a big part of my strategy too, is citations and social media profiles and foundation links, all that stuff. And doing good on page will usually get you 90% of the way there. And then you just use some guest posts and PBNs and niche edits for the rest. So, right. Can you please share SEO step-by-step process for a new website? That's a bit of an ask, too big of an ask. So I have a resource I can send you on that, but that would take a long time. That would be a stream all to itself. Yash says, I'm using Local Dominator, pretty good one. Yeah, I believe that's Eldar's product, right, and he will be on soon. Can you say more about content publication strategy and internal linking? Can you talk about internal linking and how you go about that? Do you ever try a tool like Link Whisper? Or
right? Yes. We use tool like Link Whisper, but some of the time you don't need tools. You need site command to do most of things. So as I said, it's not that you end up buying a link. Link Whisper is free for, I think, when you have to do, but not 100% free. But I use site command when I have to do internal linking. What kind of a keyword is coming for that particular, or what kind of a URL is coming for that particular keyword. So I have used site command most of these times, and yes, it works. And for the content publication strategy, there's no particular strategy. So I wouldn't say, I mean, although if you ask me, I follow 3 blogs post a week for page traffic, but I don't think I could push all 3 in one day, and I don't think it's going to make much difference.
Yeah. One of my favorite magic tricks for a good internal link is the site command, like you talked about. So site, your site, and then your keyword. And then what you do is you find the page that you're optimizing should be the first result. And then what you do is you find the second result, and you go to that page and edit in a contextual link to the first one. And that way it's like the strongest backlink you can ever get because it's like from your own site and it's the second most relevant page. So that's a trick I like. And that'll often, a lot of times I get questions like, I'm stuck at number 3. How do I get up to number 1? And that one thing alone will often be a tiebreaker. So
also, one on a side note, just don't overdo it. For every 100 words or 150 words, one link is more than enough.
Yash says first month foundation backlinks noted. Please suggest more for later months. I mean, after that, it's just a matter of depending on where you are and doing guest posts, PBNs, niche edits.
How much budget you have, and yes, which niche, how much competitive, yes, right. And where your competitors are for that particular niche, industry, or keyword, right.
Oxford Magic Tours says it said Google doesn't rank sites, it ranks pages. I don't agree with that. Do we also build links to internal pages or just mainly the homepage for a newish site? Thanks in advance. I mean, Parasite SEO kind of proves that that's not true.
Right. Google rank websites and it ranks pages also. But yes, when you are a new website, I would say 70% of your link should be for homepage, but 30% for the inner pages also. Because you have to understand, new website doesn't mean you cannot build backlinks to internal pages. The faster you build, the more value or the more authority your homepage has. It's going to benefit from internal as well as external links. So I would do both.
Yeah, but the fact that it doesn't rank websites is complete nonsense. If it did, Parasite SEO wouldn't work.
Right.
So I've heard that before too. I'm not picking on Oxford Magic Tours here, just to be clear. Not Sayun says lots of value. Thank you, Chris and Navneet. Oh, thank you, Sayun. Mohammed says organically content versus AI content to grow money site. I don't understand that question.
I would say it might be human content versus AI content.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say a mix. You could just slip in AI content in some parts. The editing has to be done by human. So it works.
Okay. Yash says, sorry for one-off question, but how about managing productivity and balance in work? Like working some projects each day, follow up some more, like staying up all the time. Actually, that's a great question. How do you, I know you have a family and stuff. How do you balance your work and your time, your life?
So what I do is I use, I mean, I would recommend you to read a book called Hyper Focus. That's what I read, and it's a good book. So what it says is that you block a time out. So when you have to see, me and you cannot be productive all 8 or 10 hours of the day. Sometimes when you are doing a right work, 1 hour is more than enough. It's not that you have to spend 8 hours to be productive. That's a wrong myth. So I wouldn't say that's a myth. That yes, it's a myth, because I don't spend too much time. I honestly, when I started back, I would take proud. I had worked 15, 16 hours a day. That I would say, yeah, that I'm doing. And now I work like half of that, sometimes 6 hours. And I'm more productive now, because now I understand productivity is not equally proportional to how much time you spent. It's how much time you spent on the important stuff that matters.
Great answer. Anise says, what's your strategy to get pages indexed instantly? Or do you just submit a sitemap on Google Search Console and wait for natural indexing by Google, or any fast indexing method that you use? As you know, clients have no patience. They want all pages indexed instantly.
So if client doesn't have patience, we use Google Search Console to fetch those pages. And second, if you still don't have a patient, I will use Omega Indexer. Pretty niche, pretty tight, but those are the two which works most of the time.
I find the tool I like to use is called Index Me Now. That works really, really well for us. So.
Okay.
It's expensive though.
Omega is also expensive, but yeah, any tool which works for me.
Yeah. Hi, thoughts around interlinking and internal search results. So I guess he means like the search result on your, like if you have a search bar on your site, like how does that?
I wouldn't do that, because a lot of scrap data, a lot of thin content gonna get indexed. I would avoid that.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Much appreciated. Wow, we're almost at an hour. Let me go ahead and share your channel. I'm going to put your channel on the screen here, but where else could people go if they wanted to get to know more about you or learn more from you?
They could visit my website, pagetraffic.com. So you want, I can put it there.
I got it.
Okay.
Definitely subscribe to his channel. He's doing some great stuff there. And then you can check
Yes.
out his site, pagetraffic.com. All right. Let me go ahead and put that on the screen once it shows up. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So definitely check those out. We got a few more questions. Frank says best way to build more authority for national food distributor, specifically digital PR, SEO, public relations, not press release.
I think he answered itself.
Yeah, and kind of that's what I would have said too.
Yeah,
Can you,
that's the way.
can you give a little insight on, have you done national SEO? If so, can you just talk
Yeah.
about that a little bit?
So the big thing difference with national SEO is, of course, the backlinks, the quality of the backlinks, and digital PR. Of course, have if you have a good way of, there are a lot of good out there are a lot of good digital PR agencies. When we talk digital PR, it's not the just pay $100 and get a PR. Digital PR are expensive. You build an angle, you pitch to a journalist. A lot of companies do that. So that's one angle which we use. And when you have to build links from high authority backlinks, so national SEO is of course expensive, but the content also have to be longer, and there are blogs is also plays a important role when you are doing national SEO. So we take those also into as a factor.
Wonderful. Hamza says, what you will see? What do you think the future of SEO is?
I think future of SEO, honestly, as a marketer, I see SEO getting more expensive, me making more money, because the non educative SEO work will go off. Submissions will not be there. So a lot of companies who don't understand the nitty gritties of SGE, when a client will, it will eventually come out when they want to rank there. Somebody who has experience, or somebody who not experienced, somebody who has hunger to do that, those people will do very well in SEO. So I think SEO future is there, but only for the learned ones.
Lovely. Martino, that's a cool name, says if a blog site homepage has high trust flow, but the page you are linking from is irrelevant, and the link has good anchor text, is it a waste of time if the blog post has zero trust flow? Hopefully you
So
understand that one.
yeah, I got it. So I would say, how many clicks away is the blog? That's more importantly. I mean, trust flow or DR or DA, these are all third party metrics. If I see homepage is getting traffic, and how much click away is the blog link away, typically 2 or at max 3 links away, I would say I would still go for this link.
All right. Livin says, if you sell apples and get 50 referring domain links from casino websites or 50 referring links from Apple websites with slightly lower traffic, will Google put the apples from the casino website links or the apples links first?
Apple links first, without getting you confused, Chris.
Yeah, it took me a second. I get what he's saying. He's talking about the
The
relevance.
relevancy.
Yeah.
Right.
Visit his website previously pagetraffic.com, but it redirects to .in. Is that because of my location?
Yeah, we have a geo targeting. So for Indian customers, we have different offerings. For the US customers, different. So if you are visiting from India, you will go to .in. Nothing to do with SEO. If you are, so that's geo target. If you are in UK, you might encounter .co.uk. Yes. So we have different location, different websites, pricing and everything because of that.
AI is dominating things at the moment. Is there any AI tools you recommend to help with SEO? If you could only have 3, what 3 would it be?
Every second day there are new tools, so it's very hard to put me in. But one tool which I have constantly used is Chat GPT, which we use a lot. Of course, with using the prompt is the game actually. But we tried a lot of tools, other content tools. We have used Jasper when it came. I mean, cancel the subscription now. We didn't. Yeah, burned my, not exactly burned my money, but yeah, it was that, it was out.
They did not
So
keep up with the times, in my opinion.
yes,
Like
it's right.
ChatGPT is free and it's better.
Yes, although we do not use, we use the paid one, but
I do too.
yes, I still have the Chat GPT for AI, and I don't have any other tool as of now. I mean, Surfer SEO came with some AI content writing. All of them did came with some or the other format, but I still am not a fan of having three AI tools, my go-to AI tools as such, besides
There,
chat.
there are a couple I like in addition to ChatGPT, which is kind of like the default. But Cuppa is really good for like making math sites. We're going to have one of the owners of that on soon. And Zimwriter is very underrated. I met the founder of that not long ago, and he's a really hardworking
Yes,
guy. So
I have tried Gymwriter. Yes, it is a good one, right? It
yeah,
was on an LTD few some time back, I remember, right?
yeah. The only drawback to that is that it's desktop and it's not cloud based. So let's see. Is there a good paid CTR service that works well in ranking higher? Do you use CTR? If so, what do you use?
We don't do that.
Okay.
I haven't
I have a,
tried, honest. I haven't tried, so I have no way to
there's a
comment.
guy on Legit that I use for mine, James. I can connect you to that if you want. Zimwriter, use it and
Oh,
it's next level. I should try to get Matt on the channel. I bet he would do that. All right. Autoblogging.ai is also a good choice if you are mass producing content via AI. I know a lot of people that swear by it. I found it a little bit not that friendly, like user friendly. That was maybe me being a boomer. I find as long as the longer I'm at this, like the harder it is for me to learn new tools. So maybe I'm just getting set in my ways. All right. I think that's probably a good place to stop. Do you have anything else you'd like to talk about?
no, nothing as such. But just don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yep. I'm
Really
actually gonna bring it.
trying to put good content, spending a lot of money buying different sort of mics to make it sound nice and everything. Yes.
How irritating is that get, man? I've spent so much time and headspace trying to get that just right. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up your channel while we're at it. Yeah, share. This is Navneet's channel. You can see he's just getting started, and his first video got over 1,000 views. So I want everyone to do if you enjoyed this stream, I want you to go to that channel and subscribe to it. He's going to be putting out several videos a week, and it's great stuff. I don't promote just anyone, but Navneet does great work, and his videos are really good. The editing is great because we use the same editor, and and it's just I mean, he's got a wealth of knowledge. I've said he's the best kept secret in SEO. I don't think that's going to last long after this and after he starts getting the channel out there some more. So let me know if you're going to go subscribe. We got one more question, and it's from Philip. It says, if a website has different technical SEO issues, can this affect website ranking?
So I don't exactly understand what
Yes, I think
different
the simple
technical
answer is yes.
so, but technical issues can affect your ranking. Yes, I would, as I said in the beginning, that you need to get all your ducks in the row, or the technical is the fundamental basic blocks. Yes, so it's important to get your that can affect the rankings.
Yep. What's a stronger activity? I don't understand that question either.
I understand. I
Oh,
understand.
okay, go for it.
So the stronger is the guest post and press releases.
Okay, great. All right. Well, let's go ahead and call it there because I know it's getting late for you. And I haven't eaten today, so I'm starving. So, any last words you want to? Not last words. That sounds bad. Anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
All I can say, this is not the last time you heard me on this channel.
All right. Definitely. We'll definitely do this again. It was a lot of value.
Yeah.
I learned a lot too. I hope everyone else did.
Right.
Please search him on YouTube. Actually, go search him on YouTube and then subscribe because that will help him out with the algorithm too. But it's be on the lookout for that. I'll share some of his videos in the future and check him out at pagetraffic.com. That's a great domain name, by the way. And thank you for being on. I know you're very busy and I know it's late for you, so I appreciate you taking the time.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Everybody else, we've programming note, we've got a lot of guests coming up. We've got Amit Kumar is going to be on. I'm going to have Julie and Goldie on sometime soon. Who else? I've got a couple other great guests. So do me a favor and subscribe to my channel too. I'd appreciate that. But mostly I appreciate you taking the time to be here with us today. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here. So that's something I will never, ever take for granted. So thank you for that. And as always, figure out what you want out of life and go out and get it because you owe it to yourself and you owe it to the world. I'll see you again soon. Peace.